Little Red Riding Hood was told by her mother to bring a basket of food to her sick grandmother. Her mother warns her that the woods are dangerous and tells her to make sure she stays on the path she knows. Along the way, Little Red comes across a wolf. And since she's never seen a wolf before, she doesn't know to be careful. Fool Me Twice follows the story of my mother, Jules Hannaford, in her attempts to find love online. I'm Zara Hannaford, and in this series, I'm trying to understand romance scams, why people fall for them, and how they work. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. My mother was successful and happy in her life and her job, but was still lonely. After being single for more than a decade, she turned to online dating as a last resort. At first, it seemed she was consistently meeting men who were not good enough. One after the other, they seemed to only want her for her money, and she was beginning to lose hope. Finally, she met a man who had his life together. Truman was a project manager at a construction firm and seemed as excited as Jules was about the possibility of building a life with someone special. She traveled across the world to meet him, and as soon as she landed, the fairy tale began to unravel. All was not as it seemed.
Everything inside me was screaming I had to get out now. But I knew that if I woke him up, it would be all over. Strangely, it was in the dark that I was able to see it all clearly. This man had been manipulating me, conning me out of my money, and I'd fallen for it hook, line, and sinker.
This podcast is an exploration of the ugly side of online dating.
A romance scam is a concerted effort by an individual to engage in a relationship that develops eventually to be able to generate a financial return.
I was feeling so sick with fear that I knew I had to leave, run, and try and save what I could of my money and my dignity.
My mother realized that she was far from alone in this. There were other scam victims all over the world who had stories that were strangely similar to hers.
It was all different reasons why he needed all these fees. Anyway, I ended up paying up to $40,000.
And my daughter was like, "Mom, you have to confront him. Just block him, change your number." And I'm like, "No, I can't."
As I got deeper into investigating this strange world of deception and false identities, I began to learn new words to describe what was going on.
The term catfishing refers to the act of using social media and internet and other means of non-one-to-one communication in order to create an alternate persona for primary or secondary gain.
Brian Denny is a retired military officer whose name and image have been used hundreds of times in fake profiles.
So it was chilling. The first time I did a search on Facebook of just my name and saw double digits of accounts with my pictures.
And, incredibly, Jules was able to find and interview a real scammer from Ghana. She asks him whether he ever develops feelings for his victims.
Sometimes you have feelings, sometimes business.
Beware, my friend, trouble roads are to come. Tall grass on snakes, fall not for their charm. Lift your head, forget the dance in your pride. Sometimes in life to be fooled twice.
Fool Me Twice, a true crime podcast, will be released on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and the Ozcast network on the 25th of October. Subscribe now so that you don't miss an episode.